Because you asked for it, we brought together the all-new 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands and our in-house 2021 Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road. Which is the king of the hill? We'll find out right now.
First, let's meet the contenders. The 2021 Ford Bronco we're testing is the two-door Badlands with the Sasquatch off-road package. That means it arrived with 35-inch mud-terrain tires, locking differentials in the front and the back, a disconnectable front sway bar, and the advanced four-wheel drive system with a 10-speed automatic transmission and trail control. The engine included was the top-spec 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6, which produces up to 330 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. Price as you see it here, $56,150 US, including destination. The 4Runner is a 2021 TRD Off-Road Premium that we bought for the channel earlier this year. It features a V6 that produces up to 270 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque. The transmission is a 5-speed automatic. Yes, exactly half the gears as the Bronco. That powers the part-time four-wheel drive hardware. Since this is a TRD off-road, it came standard with all the off-road goodies, including rear-locking differential, A-Track traction system, multi-terrain select, and crawl control. We acquired the TRD off-road with the stock all-season radials and upgraded the tires after the fact. Most dealers do offer an upgraded all-terrain package on the TRD models at the time of purchase. We put on Toyota TRD Pro wheels with Falcon Wild Peak AT3W all-terrain tires. Price as you see it here, $46,000 US, including the wheel and tire package.
So the way that today is going to work is we have a number of mini courses around this hill, and we're going to run each vehicle one after the other. I'm going to start with the Bronco and then do the 4Runner. And we're going to see exactly not just can they get up, because we know they can, it's how they do it. Which one's easier? Which one is more fun? And at the end of the day, which one should you buy? We're going to get started with the Bronco. In the Bronco, it of course has this modern massive screen, which is, to be honest, pretty gorgeous. Also, I have a front camera, which I really wish the 4Runner had. So let's go ahead and lock that rear diff so we can get a little push up the hill. What I really want to do is show how that front wheel is going to lift a little bit. Okay, is that wheel off the ground? So what I'm going to go ahead and do is then release the front sway bar, and we'll see what happens here. And boom, we're on the ground. And up we go. I mean, it makes it so easy, because one of the critical components with, going off-road is making sure you can keep your wheels on the ground. That's one thing that crossovers cannot do. Doesn't matter how capable they are, they're just not designed for that kind of articulation. And boom, it just makes it so easy. How well does the 4Runner do? We've never taken it up this particular leg, so it'll be interesting to see. Big difference here between the 4Runner and the Bronco is that the 4Runner actually has a lever for switching into 4 low. So I'm going to go put it into neutral. I'm going to go 4 low, wait for the lights. We're in 4 low. The Bronco got up that with just the rear diff locked and the sway bar release. So I want to see if I can go up it with just the rear diff locked. Now that is one feature that you can only get on a TRD off-road and above. SR5s do not have that feature. So I'm going to go up here, hit the button there. I'm not going to turn on A-Track at all. This is strictly 4 low and the rear diff lock, which is exactly how we went up with the Bronco. Now clearance is an issue here. The Bronco has 11.5 inches of ground clearance with those 35s. The 4Runner here, 9.5 with 32s. I might have gained maybe half an inch because these wheels are 7-inch as opposed to 7.5s that are stock, so I get a little bit more ground clearance, but nothing significant. I'm going to seesaw a little bit, and up we go. Okay, so both of them could do that one, and that was a pretty gnarly little climb, but nothing to challenge the 4Runner or the Bronco. What we can do next?
In this first test, you can see that both vehicles did just fine. They got through it, no problem. Of course, the extra clearance from the Sasquatch package on the Bronco does give it an edge. But it is important to note that without the optional extra-large 35-inch mud terrains, the Bronco only has 8.4 inches of ground clearance. That's 1 inch less than the 4Runner. Both of these rigs have a form of off-road cruise control. Let's see which is better using a part of the course that we've used for other tests in the past. The main obstacle here is a deep offset rut, and the surface is compacted dirt.
Okay, it's starting to rain out, although the surface isn't getting too moist yet, so I don't think it's really going to change anything, but we'll keep an eye on that. I am wearing a coat now, though. So the next test we're going to do here is trail control. We're going to test out trail control on this vehicle, and then in the 4Runner we're going to use what they call crawl control. Same basic idea. Now what this does is it optimizes traction by using individual wheel braking to be able to get us up difficult things with minimal input. All I'm going to be doing is steering. I want to set this back to basically starting over here. We are going to put it into 4 low, so that's the first thing that I'm going to turn on. That turns on the trail camera up here, which I love. This is great. I really wish the 4Runner had something like that. And then the next thing I'm going to hit is the button in the middle. Now, this turns on 1 pedal drive, but if I use the set button on cruise control, it'll also set the drive speed in 1 and 1.5 mile per hour increments. I'm going to let the vehicle cruise control off-road up this climb. I haven't enabled any features other than 4 low and trail control. I haven't touched any of these options, and let's see how well it does. If it runs into problems, we'll turn on the rear locker, and if it has more problems, we'll start playing with some of the other buttons as well. Okay, here we go. So set speed for 1.5, that's a little fast. And we'll just ease up this. Now, so far I am just in 4 low. I have no other features on. We'll see if this can figure it out, or if we're just going to dig a hole. Oh, it's sorting it. It's sorting it. It's using wheel braking to get us up it. This may not be the most competent looking climb, but it's making it. Come on, you got this, you got this, you got this. It's shifting power around. I am not gonna quit. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Don't have my foot on the gas or the brake yet. It doesn't seem like it's actually doing it. So let's give a little steering input just to see if that's gonna help. No, I think we're just digging a hole. Oh, it's adjusting, it's adjusting.
As you can see here, the trail control system should do a better job at redistributing power from the spinning wheel. We can see slight hesitations, but no meaningful power transfer to the wheels with grip.
I'm still not going to do any features. I'm just going to roll back just a little bit, put it back into drive, keep it set on trail control, and let it do its thing. Oh, it's so close. Come on. Okay, I give up. Engaging rear diff and trail control re-engaged, and then we just roll out of it. So I was just curious, like if somebody who has no experience, doesn't know what any of these do, could we get up that using just trail control? No, apparently not. So it'll be interesting to see now, can the 4Runner get up with just crawl control? Yeah. So I do want to note here that the Bronco just dug a 1/2 foot to 1 foot ditch here. That might affect the 4Runner. Crew said, hey, you want to fill that in? I said, nope, we're going to get the 4Runner to drive over it. Maybe. All I'm going to be is in 4 low, which we have the lever in place, and I'm going to turn on the crawl control. The crawl control here isn't in speed increments. It is in random numbers. So we have a 1 to 5. Oh, actually, let's get that, before we turn that on, let's get that rear diff unlocked. And I'm going to enable crawl control. We have 1 through 5, and we're going to start it with the slowest. Now immediately you hear the Toyota is really loud. Whereas the Ford was just driving in autopilot, this one sounds like it's like hammers going on. And can it crawl up without issue? We're going to try to take the same line. I got Nick directing me outside to make sure that we're doing the same line. Can it get through it? No problem. I think that means, yeah, the Toyota crawl control is superior to the Bronco's trail control, or whatever they call it. I'm kind of surprised. I would think that they would, this has been around for a while. You think they would have made improvements by now. But nope. Okay, I wonder what else we can do here.
The Bronco's trail control system simply wasn't up to even a modest off-road obstacle without getting an assist from the locking rear differential. That means that if you are considering a lower-cost Bronco, you should move up to the Black Diamond or Outer Banks at least to get the locker. Trail control by itself just isn't very useful without it. On the other hand, Toyota's crawl control, which is based on their A-Track traction system, effectively emulates front and rear lockers without the additional expense. The Bronco may have more tools in its toolbox, but when comparing just trail control and crawl control, the Toyota was superior.
However, I want to give the Ford a second chance. So now I'm going to get back in and try some of the more advanced modes and see how well it does. But I'm not going to go all the way to turning on all the features. I want to give trail control a fighting chance. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to mud ruts, which will put us into 4 high. I'm disabling the rear diff lock, crawl control on. This is the most basic of the off-road settings, which is why it's in 4 high, not 4 low. Yeehaw! It's a Bronco, all right. Okay, I think we're good there. So the only thing really to do at this point is go ahead and we're just going to dial it all the way over to rock crawl. Rear diff lock, front sway bar released, drive, and now we'll let crawl control go up. Yeah, there we go. Does trail control work in reverse? Oh, it does. I am now driving 1 mile per hour backwards using trail control in reverse. No foot on the brake, we'll just let it ease us down. Toyota's crawl control also works in reverse, just by the way.
Now let's go on to the tow test.
I'm going to pretend that my intern over there stranded our 4Runner, and we're going to tow it out up this slightly off camber incline. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to 4 low, and I just want 4 low. I'm not going to turn on any other features at this point. Now, one of the big things here is, of course, also being able to use the camera to help me align with my towing. So you can see that we actually have a tow line right in the middle there, which is nice, although our hook is actually on, I think, that side. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. So I'm going to try to align down the path here. So what we're emulating is 2 people out wheeling, somebody gets messed up. How easy is it to use the supplied tools to get the job done? Now this is very tight. I'm using just the camera to back up, and the camera is fantastic on this. It's got good resolution, good color. I can really see the detail, and those wheel tracking lines are really helpful. So this is on a real soft surface too. Okay, I think we're close enough there. I'm going to put it into park, put the brake on. Both of these vehicles have readily accessible tow points. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just get that line taut. And what I want to do is actually look at my surround view camera so that here I can... Oh, I have wheel tracks. Oh, that's so cool. And then we can see when that line gets taut. In the back, the line right back there. There we go. Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to ease up just a little bit. Just a little bit. So can this 2.7 liter EcoBoost motor pull a 4Runner to safety? And how much work does it take? Actually, I don't even really feel like I'm towing much of anything here. This is so easy. Now we do have a steep rise here, so let's see how this rise does. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's release a little bit. Can it do it? Ooh, okay, let's turn on that front locker. We need a little more momentum here. He's jammed on a log. Don't want to yank the line, I just want to gradually get it. And we'll get momentum up this hill. Yeah, there we go. Just need a momentum. Oop, that's a bit of a yank. Okay. And we freed the 4Runner. Now, can the 4Runner free the Bronco? That's a big question. Now we're set up to do the reverse. We're going to use the 4Runner here to tow the Bronco to safety. So right off the bat, this rear view camera on the 4Runner is just awful. All of Toyota's rear view cameras are like circa 1980s. These are horrible. Detail's not very good. Yes, it's good enough, and I do have a tow hitch line, so I know where my center is, but I don't have wheel tracking. There's no detail. It's just not very usable, especially compared to the Bronco. The Bronco's camera is brilliant. Okay, I think that's close enough. Put it in park. Let's get this on. So for this one, I'm gonna use the turnbuckle in the front. The buckles on this Bronco work with 3/4 receivers just perfectly. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. So on the back of the 4Runner, I only have the one loop. Yeah, I don't want to cross that. Okay, there we go. Okay, tow hook engaged. Now, like the last time, I am going to go ahead and put on that rear lock. Put it into drive. I am in 4 low, just like last time with the Bronco, because I need to multiply that torque. I don't have a rear camera while I'm driving forward, so can you tell me when my slack is taken up?
You're just about there, slow, right there.
Okay. Can this V6, naturally aspirated with 270 horsepower, pull the Bronco to safety? Oh, it's working. It's working. Huh.
I think getting these larger tires over this would have been easier, but give it a little bit more of a bump over this log back here.
Let's do that again, rolling backwards.
If you look at my front wheels, you can see that the 4Runner is getting hung up on a small stump. Without a front camera or spotter, I simply couldn't see it. If I knew, would it have changed the outcome? Possibly. But the win on this test still goes to the Bronco.
Okay, yeah, 4Runner, not as good at recovery, which is disappointing. The V6 just couldn't do it. Needs bigger tires. Maybe if I aired down, did a whole bunch of stuff, but you know, apples to apples, factory tire pressure, just the way they're delivered, although this one does have the all-terrain tires, still couldn't do it. Let's unstrap this and then we'll do some final thoughts. Filming 2 entire reviews with the Badlands Sasquatch Bronco, and of course owning the 4Runner, I can't wait to get back into my 4Runner because at the end of the day, it is more than capable enough for everything that I need, plus it is way more comfortable on the freeway. I can drive this at 70 and 80 miles per hour and have a pleasant conversation in it. You cannot say the same for the Bronco. And it's not just the tires, it's the design. It's this removable top. They are problematic if you want something comfortable on the freeway. However, when the dirt hits, this thing is pretty incredible. I would say that it is very much on par with the current Jeep Wrangler. It really just matters of whether or not you like the tech in here, you like the looks in here, or if you want, you know, that classic solid axle. But as we saw with this vehicle, the fact that it's independent front suspension did not hinder it a bit. So, which would you pick? Post a comment below. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again right here next week. Yeehaw!